when that I was then a little tiny boy.
With hey-ho, the wind and the rain,
A foolish thing was but a toy.
oh, the rain,
The rain,
the rain,
it raineth every day.
Hello, I'm Zoe Caldwell, and behind me is the American Shakespeare Theater. And inside that lovely building are 1,500 school children from about 10 different states. 1,500 children from all different kinds of schools. I mean, there are private schools, there are Roman Catholic schools, and there are a lot of inner city schools. And they come, as most audiences come, as a disparate group. They settle down, at least I settle them down, and they see live theater. Not film, not television, live theater.
I am the director of the play. Hamlet is a play about families, about love and loyalty, about murder and betrayal and the consequences of murder and betrayal. It is a very long play, but I have cut it drastically. I have some marvelous actors for you today, some of whom you'll recognize.
And they sit down for 2 hours and a half and become absorbed in Hamlet. That's pretty big time. They are alive, and the actors are alive. And believe me, it's very, very dangerous. But then so were the groundlings in Shakespeare's day. This is no different. This actually is purer Shakespeare, I think, than a lot of the Shakespeare that you get with the adult audiences. In fact, the company come with great fear and trembling because they're facing multitudes of rambunctious kids.
VHS!
Their reactions are wild, some of that, but it's wild with listening and looking and understanding.
Because if you think too much and it starts stewing around your brain. Yep. After he killed Polonius, he really lost it.
That was it. So I think the girl will die.
Everybody dies, Debbie. The last scene,
No.
everyone is
don't
dead.
say that.
They get poisoned and they get stabbed. They're all dead.
What I remember real vividly is I saw Kornofsky do Shylock here. I remember, and that one my father and mother took me to, and then we had a picnic right out here on the lawn. And I remember walking to the parking lot after, and I was really upset and saying to my father, how can he call that a comedy? How can, that play is just, there's nothing funny about it. I think Kornofsky made a great impression on me, and that performance it's one of the reasons that I became an actor. I just fell in love with the theater.
I think he's manic depressive, totally without hope. But he's a cool guy.
Yeah, I remember that when he says, am I a coward? Everyone says, yes! I remember that part.
They're bawdy, sure, they're bawdy. They're wonderfully bawdy. So were Shakespeare's audiences bawdy. But they're listening, and they're following. And they get involved, and they answer Shakespeare, but they answer Hamlet back. When Hamlet says, who calls me coward? Quite often, more often than not, we have someone from the balcony say, I do. And Hamlet has now been trained, like any good Shakespearean actor, to look back at them and say, do you pluck me by the beard? Do you call me this? Do you call me that? You're right to do it. I should be called that because I'm moping around and not taking care of my revenge. The kids understand that.
The point is that it is necessary to develop some kind of dialogue in the community so that the energies can be expended in directions which will increase the enjoyment of life. And I think that that's what this Shakespeare Festival is doing, because it's bringing the best. I mean, there is no playwright better than Shakespeare. And if you're going to get the children to come to the theater, you might as well start them off with the best.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
Better than
I thought it was a lot better than the book.
Definitely. That way. He's just a philosopher. He's not a man of action.
He thinks too much, and it causes him too many problems he has to deal with.
And they react spontaneously. It's thrilling. It's really what theater is about, and it sure as hell is what Shakespeare is about. Now, this wonderful old building is 30 years old. I'm 52. I'm a little the worse for wear. 30 is not so old for a building, but it's had a lot of use, and it fell into disrepair, which is sad for a building, it's sad for a person. But the state of Connecticut bought it and turned this whole thing into a state park.
In some way, I feel this theater is my home. I mean, this is where I saw Shakespeare. I don't know, it's distressed me the way it's distressed a lot of people, that the theater has fallen on hard times. That there's nothing sadder in the world than a dark theater. Dark because it has to be. It's just not right. The audience is clearly there. It always has been there. Yeah, I think it's going to improve. I think that with some real creative thinking and a lot of hard work, we'll be able to make the place come back again and be what it was in the 50s and the 60s, which was the home of Shakespeare in America.
A great while ago the world begun, with him the wind and the rain, but that's all done, our play is done,
And we'll strive
to please you every day.
Anytime you want any further, clarification of issues that might have a more minimal object, I feel that we be more congruent in our philosophy.